Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a process video using the Felicity Jane Madison kit. You'll see here that I'm using my ruler and I measured out a spot and I typed my journaling with the We Are Memory Keepers typecast. Then with this cardstock, I cut out the middle so I could use some of the paper for layering pieces, and I cut the white piece of cardstock to 11.5 by 11.5 so that there's a 1/4 inch all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down before I start looking at my pictures. I went and took this to the sewing machine and I sewed, stitched all the way around this layout. Now I'm taking this picture of me with the kids and I'm matting it onto a solid piece of cardstock, and I'm cutting it using the Caterpillar Pro. It's off to the side so you can't see it, but it does cut very nicely. After I cut this down to size, I'm going to get some of the other cardstocks. You can see on the left hand side I already cut all the little bits off the edges of the paper. I can't remember what those are called now. Okay, so I start with this paper with this black and white squares, and then I'm going to use my 9.5 inch tonic scissors to cut portions of it out. People have asked why I use such pretty paper to layer, and it's because I love the white space of really just white. And then I know when I'm scrapbooking what's behind all these pages, and these are all for me. So um, I just like things peeking out. So I'm using this gingham paper and layering it again and just cutting it with my tonic scissors. I don't really care if it's even because it's just layering. I'm using this red piece of paper, and you know what? Layering for me is so much easier once I've cut into the cardstock. But see, everything here is still new because this is the first layout I'm using with the Madison kit. So sorry I'm out of frame here. I am doing this at a crop. So that's why I'm doing the voiceover instead of talking you through my process. Now I've got a bunch of layers there, and now I'm looking at the alphas that came with this Madison kit, and I love, love, love these alphas. And I'm going to work on the title by spelling out my title or part of my title onto the T ruler. And the part of the title that I'm writing here is Come True. I'm going to put this on the bottom portion or right above my journaling, but below the picture. And the rest of my title, which is the beginning of the title, is called My Dream. So it'll be My Dream Come True. I'm trying to decide if I should put the come true to the left side of my journaling or the right side. And then I decide to end it where the picture's gonna end. Now I'm going to use these pliers to help me put these letters on because my chubby fingers don't want to work very well with these teeny tiny puffy stickers. And I love these puffy stickers. I'm going to have to go back and order some more. Now I'm going to take my ATG gun and I'm going to adhere the picture down onto my layout right in the middle. And the ATG gun and I have a love-hate relationship. Sometimes it comes undone and I'm not sure why. But I'm going to take the Stampin' Up! Foam adhesive and I am putting it willy-nilly to add dimension to my layout. And then this also helps play peekaboo with all the different cardstocks that come with the kit. Now I'm using the tweezers and spelling out my, and then I'm going to use a Felicity Jane Alpha. I don't remember what the name of this one is, but I'll have it linked down below. I'm going to use this big alpha to spell dream, and I'm spelling it out on my T ruler again just to make sure I know the spacing that is going to be required on top of my picture, and I justify it right. And then what I'm going to do is go back to my tiny alpha stickers and spell out my, so it'll be My Dream Come True. Then I'm thinking what to do, and this is when I go through the embellishments. Now I'm using the Felicity Jane date stamp, and I'm going to be using the VersaFine ink in black to date the bottom of it because I like to date every single layout. And part of the ephemera that came with this kit is those six envelopes, and I decide to use one to my left, to the left of the picture. Now I'm going through the die cuts and trying to decide what to use. I had also gone ahead and fussy cut a bunch of flowers from one of the cardstocks as well to give me more flowers to layer and embellish. I decide to go ahead and adhere the envelope down. I'm not putting anything inside of this one, and I'm using the foam adhesive to pop up the little circle die cut that says January. And then I am trying to decide where to put some of the flowers for the ephemera and to layer. I'm using one of the flowers I fussy cut, and I'm adhering one part of it down to the layout, and the other part I'm popping up with a foam dot. This is another piece of fussy cutting that I did and putting it to the right of my picture, to the bottom right, and I'm putting foam stamps to pop that up as well. And I got to stick that down because it's coming up, because I had cut those flowers in half so I could use them in two different spots. Now I find this flower with from the die cuts, but I don't want to just put just the flower there, so I'm looking for what else I can adhere to that. And in the meantime, I take another piece of fussy cutting that I did and put it to the left corner. So this gives me 3 areas of where I'm putting ephemera. So top left, and bottom right are the 3 areas where I'm putting ephemera. Now I'm looking at these tags that came, they're the embossed tags that came with the kit. And I'm taking the one that says love, and I'm using crochet thread to thread the label. I find that this crocheting thread is the perfect weight with a lot of the embellishments that I get from the Felicity Jane kit. Now I'm putting the foam dots on top or beneath the love, and I'm putting that to the bottom left. And now I need something to the right side as well. I'm trying to decide what to put on that white space where the heart is, where the January is. So I'm taking it apart, and I'm going to use a staple to staple that black heart onto the white part of the circle there with the January, and then I'll pop that back down. This is why I need repositionable tape. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do the right bottom corner, and what I end up doing is I find a label, and I'm going to put the label and this flower together. See, because it looks like something's missing right there. So I cut up a piece of the label, and I'm going to stick that underneath. But I don't want it coming out to the right side, so I just cut it to make it short so it looks like I'm covering up the right side of the label. That way I have an extra piece of label that I can use as well. And I'm fussing with this, and this is why I need repositionable tape. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my box, and of course I'm going to use the Color Shine from Heidi Swapp in black, and I'm going to put that all over my layout. And I made the mistake of not covering up my picture. Fortunately, I didn't get ink on my picture. At least I don't think I did. And then after I do that, I'm trying to figure out what color Nuvo drops I want to use. And this orange that I have does not match the orange in the background cardstock of the flowers. So I go ahead and use olive branch, and I'm going to use that to put 3 dots into the 3 areas of embellishments. I'm going to tap my layout against the box to flatten the Nuvo drops just a little bit, and then I'm going to call my layout done. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of this process video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.